One of the first algorithms or methods of subtraction that we're introduced to in fourth grade is the trade first subtraction method. The trade first subtraction method can at first look a little bit foreign, a little bit unusual, but the trade first subtraction method really hits home about place value and really becomes a little bit more intuitive after a little bit of practice. So let's get some practice in right now. For instance, if we had the problem 352 minus 164. The first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to create columns in order to separate our place value. So we'll create a column here in the ones, tens, and hundreds place. And the first question we ask ourselves is over here. What is 2 minus 4? Well, we can't subtract 2 minus 4, so we have to go over to the tens column. And we cross out 5 tens and make that 4 tens. And we cross out 2 ones and make that 12 ones. Before we begin any other subtraction, we look over now the tens column. Can we subtract 4 minus 6? Or 4 tens minus 6 tens? No, we cannot subtract 4 tens minus 6 tens, so we must go over to the hundreds place and trade out 100, okay, for 10 tens, and make this now 14 tens. And we're left with 2 hundreds. So now we can subtract back in the ones place. 12 ones minus 4 ones is 8 ones. 14 tens minus 6 tens is 8 tens. And 2 hundreds minus 100 is 100. Our final solution is 188. Another example would be if we subtracted 764 minus 281. And again, a huge help to create, solve using the trade first subtraction algorithm is to create columns. So we create columns separating our ones, tens, and hundreds columns. And the first thing we do is we always trade first. Can we subtract 4 minus 1? Yes. Okay, so the ones column checks out. Let's look at the tens column. Can we subtract 6 tens from 8 tens? Well, no, we can't. So we need to trade 10, we need to trade from the hundreds column. So we need to take 100 and make this 10 tens. So we can make it 16 tens, and now we're left with just 6 hundreds. So now we can subtract from the ones column. 4 ones minus 1 1 is 3 ones. 16 tens minus 8 tens is 8 tens. And 6 hundreds minus 2 hundreds is 400. 483 is our solution. Lastly, a final example. We can subtract 583 minus 306. And again, our first step is to create columns to separate our ones column, or our tens column, and our hundreds column. Again, we ask ourselves, can we subtract 3 ones from 6 ones? No, we cannot. So we go over to the tens column, and we cross out our 8 tens. We make it 7 tens, and we trade over 10 tens to the 1 column. So no longer are we left with 3 tens, but we actually have 13 tens. So we can subtract 13 tens from 6 tens. We can subtract 13 ones from 6 ones. We can subtract 7 tens from 0 tens. And we can finally subtract 5 hundreds from 3 hundreds. So let's take a look. 13 ones minus 6 ones. That's 7 ones. 7 tens minus 0 tens is 7 tens. and 5 hundredths minus 3 hundredths is 2 hundredths. Our solution is 277.